Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and what do we do in such a silly meta? We go green and we smash things. It is Big Smashy Smasher Green. Simply titled Kong because I haven't seen a lot of decks with Silverback Elder in them, and we'll get to that card in a moment. But basically, we're going to take advantage of the fact that I lost a whole bunch of games last week and deranked into the early 90s because the meta changes there. If you're in 90-something% Mythic, you don't play against the same type of super spiky, mega tryhard meta that you do when you're in numbers Mythic. So we're going to take advantage of maybe facing some brewers and some people, chasing their heart instead of what the net decking mouth breathers, whatever term you want to use, whatever they're doing. So we're going to take advantage of them, of course, and completely victimize them by unleashing the power of some of the big green creatures. No, very minimal interaction. Just the biggest possible monsters that they're not going to play removal spells for. Because honestly, there aren't many good removal spells right now in Standard. And the ones that are there are underplayed. Like, we should probably be playing Infernal Grasp, Destroy Evil, and Essence Scatter in droves, because Sheldred the Apocalypse keeps on landing on battlefields and taking over games. However, the meta just in that vein isn't moving. We are not seeing adjustments to those types of situations. People are trying not to go back to that way of life where they have to play Doomblade type effects in their deck. So if the big creatures are going to live, we're going to unleash the biggest creatures. Here's the first one. It's a Mythic, so you might not have even known it was in the set, and crafting 4 of it, well, I'll bite the bullet for you. We'll see how it plays. Silverback Elder, 2 green, 5/7 Ape Shaman. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Yes, please. Look at the top 5 of your library and put a land onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. And you gain 4 life. Okay. It may not have hidden reach like so many big green mythics, but at least that gaining 4 life helps you win a race. And 7 toughness? How are they going to kill that normally? So we built the deck in such a way that we want to cast as many creature spells as possible to get as many triggers off the Silverback Elder as possible, because unlike Galagreeters, this card is open-ended. As long as you can cast the creature spell, you can get another effect. And of course, gaining 4 life, you will take it as many times as you can trigger it, and it can pay for the life loss of other cards like, say, Defiler of Vigor. This is the green Defiler that lets you pay 2 life to reduce the mana cost of some of the cards that you would cast green permanent spells, to be exact. And each time you cast one of those green permanent spells, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So your big army gets bigger. We're going to continue the cost reduction / ramp theme throughout the deck. Look at all the ways we have to make mana. We have Topiary Stomper. We have Cemetery Prowler, which when you exile a creature card in the graveyard reduces your costs by 1. So this reduces colorless cost. This can reduce green mana cost, which can lead to a lot of free or insanely cheap creatures if you can get both of these going, which can lead to as many Elder triggers as you can get. I think you're seeing where this is going. We can have turns where this deck absolutely goes crazy. And to fuel it, because some of you are out there saying, no, you'll run out of creatures in hand. That's what'll happen. You'll play your 5 mana card and then you'll have no creatures in hand, CGB, and then you won't do the thing. I know Magic. I've played it before. You're right. So we have to include some cards that keep that from happening. Augur of Autumn being the best, which allows us, once we have Coven, not very hard with this deck, to cast creature spells from the top of our library. Now we keep going and going and going and going and going. Also, when the creature's on the stack, you get to see what's next on your library from the Elder trigger. So you can choose if you see a land on top that you don't want, that's when you use the look at your top 5 and put a land onto the battlefield to give yourself a reroll to hit the next creature. Then we have Jewel Thief, which also makes mana when you play it to keep the party going. Loam Speaker is a ramp card, makes mana to get us up to casting our 5 drops. Greeters cranks out treasures to get us up there and keep going. Ascendant Pack Leader keeps growing whenever you play something that's 4 or more. So that's very good. And it's a 1 mana card that you can cast off Defiler of Vigor for free to keep going. We do have the tiniest bit of interaction because sometimes you get in a situation where you need it. Bouncers, Beatdown, Tail Swipe, just one of each. We don't want too many. If you have too many non-creatures in this deck, the combo basically grinds to a halt, and we can't rely on the interaction anyway. They're honestly the worst cards in the deck, and you could completely cut them if you weren't like me and wanted just to say you have a chance of drawing a removal spell when you need one. So yeah, I wouldn't blame you at all if you cut these, and just almost any green creature might be better in the deck, to be serious. Gosh, Blizzard Brawl, the last green deck that lost Blizzard Brawl and lost the green werewolf pack leader. Man, it's not the same deck anymore. This is more of a rampy, go off crazy combo, just flood the board deck. And, you know, it's going to be hard to get the old growth troll days back. It's a painful one for green fans because we have a lot of new cards we have to craft if we want to stay competitive. And even then, I don't know how competitive we are, but I will say this version of the deck is very fun, and I'm looking forward to showing it to you today. Today's Patreon shout out goes to Dustin Berry. Thank you very much for signing up at the token tier. Your Shark and Wolf token are on the way, and you are the recipient of today's You're Very Cool shout out. So if you would like some benefits, check out the link in the description for patreon.com/covertgoblue, the best way to support me and what I do. Now, let's dive in. Let the big green nonsense begin.
Time for a little stream sniping.
I keep a step ahead of Jenga Taxis with NordVPN. NordVPN can connect with one click. It's fast, it's easy to use, and it works on up to 6 devices.
Not NordVPN!
NordVPN's new threat protection feature has advanced anti-malware capabilities, so Jenga Taxis has no chance.
You CGP!
The ability to block trackers helps the user avoid online spies and stalkers.
What are you afraid of, a little stream sniping?
Don't let the Phyrexians find you. Get the exclusive NordVPN deal here. NordVPN.com/covertgoblue. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
30-day money-back guarantee!
That's NordVPN.com/covertgoblue.
We'll meet again, CGB.
On the play. Let's go. All right, just have to find lands and something huge to do with it. Need a giant worm or a giant monkey. All right, grottos are going to scry us there. I can feel it. Yes, we need another green for the Stomper. We could put it away, because for one thing, there's a chance we draw green anyway. For the other, we're going to play a Greeters, then we could just play a Jewel Thief instead of the Stomper. Yeah, I guess we need the big creature more. So we'll do that. This is mono green. We play mono green. Whoa. Dude, 4 colors on turn 2? The hell is this? Phyrexian Missionary. Some kind of Rafine pile? Guess so. Alright, well now we can play the Stomper or the Thief. Thief can attack sooner, so I guess we'll go Thief. Do I want to scry then? I guess I do. Because what are we doing with the Greeters? Are we putting a counter or making a treasure? Usually at this phase you make a treasure, but we'll be up to 5 mana next turn anyway, so I guess I should put counters on it until it can attack. Okay, then we can scry for a big monster. Yay, big monster! We did it. We're great. Ooh, do I want the treasure now? Because next turn I can go Greeters and big monster? I guess I do. We will attack through the Missionary with the help of the Defiler of Vigor. So we can go big monster and of Greeters using the Phyrexian mana. Make everything larger. That should give us some attack. What the hell is happening over here? 3-color, 4-color clerics. I'm guessing they use the red for the angel, but it's really weird to use a pain land to get the red for your angel. I don't know. Not everybody plays like I do. Not everybody has the same opinions. I gotta stop thinking in that way. All right, let's +1/+1 counter. Let's do this. Throw the team. 2 life, and we'll make a treasure. Might be useful. So they could group up on the Gala Greeters here. Let's not give them that option. All right, they go to 11. Big turn necessary from the opponent. Voice of the Blessed. Well, welcome to the 90% Mythic, where you get matchups that aren't all exactly meta. We won't be here long at this pace. All right, we take the W over clerics with big green. Yeah, we're curving. We just need to draw one of the 3 drops, and we'll curve right into the big monster on the play. There's even a case for not playing the pack leader there, because if we don't draw the 3 drop, we want something to play to make a treasure with the Gallic Readers. But now I'm glad we did. Our opponent's playing Delver. We need to pressure them. Unfortunately, Gallic Reader says enters the battlefield, not cast, because I'm going to guess some of the cards we try to cast are going to get countered. Our opponent's Delver doesn't flip, showing that they're mortal and weak in general. That's not a good draw at all. Rar. Maybe I'm supposed to also offer the greeters. I don't know. Our opponent considers their top card. What is a cast trigger is the pack leader. So the pack leader can start growing big time if we can cast these, but we really needed a creature last turn. We needed something to resolve to make that treasure to start doing these ahead of schedule. So there were a lot of draws in our deck that would have got us there. Just kind of any creature that doesn't cost 5 or any non-land, and we were unable to draw either. All right, these greeters are probably going to do nothing, so I'm just going to offer them to my opponent, who only has this Delver, and hopefully they don't have a draw effect here on end step. Feels like they do, though. Oh, they're just slipping out the back for the counter. Well, that's a good use. And then they find Thirst. All right, well, the good news is Thirst is expensive, and so are their counter spells. So they're going to be countering these for a while, so maybe we can strand a Thirst in their hand. Never mind. Our opponent got the Jhin. Let's go Silverback. I guess we'll start growing the greeters. So this is whenever we cast. So if this sticks to the battlefield, we can start getting those triggers. And 4 life a turn can add up. But if our opponent has Fading Hope, it might be a disaster. They checked it for reach. I would too. I would also check it for reach. Double Jhin is a lot. All right, here's a Vigor. We'll gain 4 life. Roar! We go to 13, and our opponent's currently attacking us for 10, but remember they can also pump the Jhins by casting Thirst. So how many spells do they need? If we gain 2 life here, they need like 3 spells in their graveyard. So let's gain the 2. It's a little cowardly, I know, and it kind of reverts on our plan from last turn, but we didn't know there was a second Jhin. So now the opponent just needs 2 spells to discard, and they've got this. Well, they discarded a land. That's good. So they have 12. Every spell they cast takes them to 13, but what if it's all counter spells and land? What if it's all counter spells and land, guys? That's our chance. I also hate that none of the new green monsters have hidden reach. I really miss my hidden reach on all my green cards. Well, there's a spell. 14 damage. They just need 1 more. Okay. I mean, all of my threats have the potential to be lethal next turn, so they're gonna have to block. That's really good for us. Yeah, they didn't have it. Okay, but we just drew land. Oh, all right. Let's, Syncopate right now is for 3. Let's pay 2 life here. It might cost me, but we're doing it. And then we'll gain 4. This will grow. They don't even have counter spells. What's going on? All right, I'll make this a 5/5. And we'll force those blocks coming at ya. Also, by the way, the Defiler tramples, so even if you put the 5/5 in front of it, you're going to 2. Death before chump blocking. I can't believe we won that game. But our opponent probably missed the line. Although at the end there, they didn't even have counter spells in hand. This might be all land, based on the fact that they didn't even have any stack interaction. So I was going to say, if they have any spells in their hand, they shouldn't have discarded this land. They should have just discarded the spells to thirst. You can decline to discard a land and choose spells, and you would have had enough for a lethal Jhin, but maybe this is all land. Sometimes you got to play to your outs. All right, on the play with Pack Leaders and Stomper. We just have to draw one of our 5 drops, and this hand will be great. So we'll take that gamble. There's 7 of them that we can draw into, along with a ton of other creatures. Okay, deck. They're gonna scry. No, 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 no. We don't need more of that. Not strong enough. We need the big creatures. The fatty boom booms. Blue white. Counterspell gaming. No! Oh, so bad when I'm flooded anyway. Oh no. Okay, come on, deck. 6 lands, 3 spells. I quit. I can't. Fuck. No. Nope. That was lethal. All right, so Shuffler, thank you for that. That was great. Okay, we've got a 1, 2, 3 curve. Will we add the 5? Also, will we get a creature in the graveyard for the Prowler? We shall see. This is black. Black usually kills things. Can we not draw like 7 lands this game, please? Okay, interesting. Augur. Well, Augur gives us something to do. And we don't have a 5-drop, so I don't know if I'm supposed to make this treasure. I think I'll just put a counter on this and maybe the opponent will trade. If they trade, the Prowler can start prowling, although they might have their own graveyard action. We see a Greeters on top. Braids. Gross. Value. Ugh. Hates it. Ooh, Elder on top. All right, Prowler. Nom Nom the Harvester. Galagrita. No attack. Elder ready to rumble off the top. Let's see what the Braids gamer can do. I don't know if they're ready for this level of aggression. They've got an Underdogger. If they sack one of those, I'll gladly sack my Pack Leader, I think. Nope. And they also don't really want them in the graveyard. Okay. Let's go. Is Dad a monkey? You get to play this off the top. It's cost reduced by the Prowler. Gain life or get land. I guess we'll get land. Scry land to the bottom. Oh, look, another. Nice. There's a treasure. 3-2, 3-3, 3-2, 3-2. I mean, do we want to offer trades with underdogs when our board is going crazy? Or do we want to wait for a Defiler of Vigor? If the opponent double blocks the Prowler, that's pretty bad. We don't love that. We'd prefer for it to attack when it can take out an underdog. At the same time, the opponent's getting into a position where they have to hook. So we're kind of wasting our cards by not using them. I guess I'll just send the pack leader. Shieldred. Yep, the Great Scourge. But let's see. They give up a land? Sure. You got it. No problem. I have more of those. And infinitely more to find. Let's go, top of the deck. 4 life. Because we do not want to put this vigor away. And we'll go counter. And we go vigor. Oh, baby. And we go 4 life. And we go treasure. And we go counter. Oh no. This costs 0 because of vigor. Let's go. So does the next one. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god. Oh my god, Sheldred. What? Where are you going? Where are you going? This was a very close game. Oh my lord. How much power did we put on the battlefield that turn? We were going to add more because of the Loam Speaker. I can't see further down, but if we hit more creatures, it was going to keep going. Because right now we have reduction from Prowler and Defiler of Vigor. We still have a treasure to go. This is untapped, so we still have a mana there. Oh my god. That... that's disgusting. Alright. Time to test the deck on the draw. We got a little ramps in value. We just try to cast our creatures and hit a point where they can't kill what they need to kill and then turn a corner. We'll see how it goes. Because we have no removal. Priority check. Nothing. All right, welcoming Vampire on the scene. Second Loam Speaker, huh? Second Loam Speaker. So we could get this down and also attack for 3. We could also play Augur and start, and if there's a land on top of our deck, we clear it. I don't think that's too big of a deal right now, though. So let's do this. Does this give haste? It does, so we don't have to make sure we target the right land, quote unquote. Let's play second Loam Speaker. Let's make 3/3. Let's attack. Spots like that where you like that 3/3 ability, you get this nice hit in. It doesn't come up too often. All right, the vampires are coming. Let's see how many... Let's see what they have up their sleeve. Here's an Elder. Raw. Here's a pack leader. We get that trigger. There's no artifact to target, so I guess we'll go for land. And the monkey is at work. If they're playing my version of the vampire deck, they don't necessarily, but I had a bunch of Destroy Evil in there. I'm really curious if they're going to have a bunch of Destroy Evil. All right, the flying beatdown continues. The hook for 3. Okay. You left me a monkey, though. You left me the best card. All right. I think we'll get the Defiler down since they couldn't deal with the Elder. Let's attack first, though. If they block with the Coffin, we can destroy it with the Defiler, which is awesome. If not, we just destroy the hook. I mean, they might really want to block with this Edgar, but if they read the card, they know that any creature will blow up the Coffin before they draw off their welcoming Vampire. And they're going to take it. All right, do we go double monkey? Defiler can make everything cheaper, but man, double monkey? We didn't come here to not double monkey. Here's Soren.
I take no joy.
They don't draw from the Welcoming Vampire because it's a 3/4. The aerial assault continues, even though I can gain 8 life per creature if I wanted. All right. I attack Soren. We'll see if we get a double block here. Okay. Let's take out Eddie.
Things have not gone my way.
Defiler. Down go Coffin. Life total is getting scary. If they kill this backup Elder, the game becomes a lot harder. Because we haven't drawn anything cheap. It's been fives only, and they're going to keep racing. We're down to 7. And we have to keep blowing up these enchantments. So this isn't easy, I would say. However, second Defiler, like we can pay for life here, get it back, double pump. Oh, baby. That's a lot of life to pay, though, facing flyers. Can they beat me from 7? Maybe. So maybe what I have to do is like kind of take my pedal off the metal, not go as hard as I actually want to. And play some Augurs of Autumn here. In which case I shouldn't have played the land first. Oh well. And we won't use the Phyrexian mana. Fine. Alright, destroy that. Just keep farming them. And yep, definitely should not have played my land. Alright, cast this. Let's gain the 4 life. And let's punch them really hard. You go to 5. Now, if we had played second Defiler, did we miss lethal? I don't think so, because it would have been Defiler into Augur, which would be 3 +1/+1 counters. Yeah, not quite lethal. I imagine their Meathook Massacre looks very insufficient at the moment, but they keep on it. They keep swinging. They will not stop swinging. 7-7. There's the Meathook. How'd I know? Good night. Sleep tight. I'll just gain 4 again. Not even afraid of your next hook. As we punch you for 1 billion. I don't know what they could have here that would have fogged one of these, but heck. Let's just be sure. Well, the beatdown shows up at a bad time. This is a tough one because we're not doing anything till turn 3, then Elder, and then maybe something good happens. So I guess we have to mulligan for something faster. There's a Greeters, an Augur, and a Prowler, and we can put away 1 of our many forests. So at least we're doing something on turn 2. No big monsters yet, though. All right. So, Enchantments is not a good deck to play against. They, unlike most of the decks in the format, their creatures can scale. Ooh, but they missed their next play. Let's get the Greeters going. All right, there's the Naturalist. There's a +1/+1 counter. So they must have needed a Plains, and they drew it. So yeah, because of the generous visitors and the commies, they can scale. Their creatures get larger over time, which makes our game very difficult. Let's go for an Augur and try to start finding things on top of our graveyard to cast, and let's make a treasure. The other reason to go for Augur here is if they have Circle or Borrowed Time, we have another. But we really do... Gosh, how are we going to get something in the graveyard in this matchup? We could chump with the Greeters and then play a Prowler. But I don't really love that. Let's see what they attack with this turn. If they attack with a Naturalist, I could double block. They do not attack. Well, that's good. We've slowed them down a little. And look what's on top of the library. Is that a monkey? I don't think we're going to clear it this turn in any way. There's no way to cast it because we don't have 3 different powers and we have to spend mana to get those powers. So this is going to chill. So in the meantime, let's make sure we have a lot of mana for the next turn. Even with no exile, this is still a 3/4 vigilance. It can make our opponent's life difficult. And it can set up Augur to cast things off the top of the deck. If the Elder gets going and blows up, it can just become an absolute nightmare for them. The Treaty. Okay. Card we started to see more of lately. Weird in a 2-color deck for sure. Makes it feel like they have some kind of a bigger end game. But they are playing out their hand and they don't have much left. Visitor keeps growing. Dog draws. They don't seem like the type though who attacks into a crowded board. I think they're afraid of us. All right. Well, unfortunately, unless we get a creature in the graveyard, there's no way to trigger the Elder this turn, which makes me wonder if I should slow roll it or play it. If we slow roll it, then we can get triggers on the turn on the actual turn that we cast it, which could be very important. But the opponent has shown that they don't have many ways to deal with anything. The problem is, if they do play a borrowed time on this, I feel like our whole game plan is a lot worse. So I'm going to slow roll it, and we'll see how wrong that turns out to be. But let's pile up some treasures. Okay. How do I get a creature in the graveyard? I can't seem to orchestrate a trade. So I guess I'm just going to cast this from the top and have another one ready to go. I could sack my treasures for this, which is kind of paying 2 mana for 1 when we know we want to cast it next turn, so we pass. Tense game. Battlefields on both sides. What will be the card that breaks through? I'm picturing my opponent pulling out a Catilda. Ugh. Terrifying. Next turn, they get a +2/+2 and trample. There's the borrowed time. There's the borrowed time. That's why we wait. What's the target? The Augur for sure, right? Yep. Woof woof. Off the top. Wedding announcement flips. Here comes the monkey. Here comes a cheap creature. So what I really want to do is exile one of these with a Cemetery Prowler so that my spells are cheaper, but like it's hard to get through, right? So I think I have to take this one out and attack with both. Ugh. It's scary, but it does work, I think. So there's a counter. We want our Augur back. And we want creatures cheaper. Actually, let's just do like this. This has vigilance? Sure. The opponent can just block the... Stupid. The opponent can just block this one with the visitor. Stupid. Bad choice. But we can still blow up the wedding announcement, which could mess them up a lot if they don't want to do that. Okay. Boom. That kills 2 of their creatures. There's 2 life. Okay. Well, the Elder did a lot of things. And if I really, really wanted creatures in the graveyard, we achieved that. Unfortunately, now the Prowlers are dead. I think I definitely made a mistake. Should have just played Augur, got Augur or something of that nature. But, oh no! Okay, well, they have to choose. They can go after Augur or the Elder, and I think it has to be the Elder, which means Augur can keep things coming from the top of the deck. And they're still not attacking, which is sus. And ta-da! Elder number 2. Let's keep the treasures coming. More greeters! Alright, destroy, get me that other monkey! Oh, it's falling apart now, isn't it? We are inevitable. Alright, Prowler from the top rope. Destroy. Destroy. Oh, absolute apocalypse. Absolute monkeys going haywire. Decimation of Kong. Let's go. And we are back for the post-game wraps, checking in on the statistics powered by MTGA Assistant. Download link in the description. 5 wins, 1 loss. It's good to be on the play 4 times. We'll take that every single time if we can. And before we get absolutely over the moon about the deck and its potential, does it have potential? Yes. But it's unproven. We did not play against Mono Black. We did not play. We played a game against Mono Blue, to be fair to us, but it was Delver. Delver's always sus in Mono Blue. So are we dealing with a deck that can compete in the meta? I think that the biggest thing about this deck is if people ever get wise to killing Sheoldred and playing, Doomblade type effects, or if more of them get printed, this deck gets so much worse. But for now, people just aren't killing big creatures, which is kind of weird and strange for Standard, and it leaves a hole for these cards that can take over the game if you can get them down quickly, which is, it's 100% what this deck is out to do. So I think this deck has potential, and it needs a little bit more work, and it also needs the meta to not shift too much, because there's a lot of ways that this deck could get absolutely clowned. But for now, it has to be said, like early 90s Mythic is a lot different from high Mythic, where you can metagame a lot harder. This is a very generically powerful deck. People with the wrong answers are just going to get smashed and run over by it. It's almost a goldfish deck. If you get to do your thing, they're in a lot of trouble. So if that is your position, that is your jam, or you just like having a lot of fun, this is a very fun creature-based strategy to play. This is not, it's not a deck that will like sap your brain power or figure out what counterspell to use. So a lot of people, I think this deck will be their idea of fun, and they should play it. It's got a lot of mythics, but they're very fun mythics. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You stayed till the end. That is the #1 thing you can do for the channel. Other great things you can do are leave a comment, hit the like button, and check out links in description if you want to support me further. Hitting the join button helps a lot too. Oh yeah, you're cool.